you going, guys? It's been a while since I've been back here. I've missed going out with Dave and hanging out and doing some reviews and just getting out in bush in general. Been super flat out since the end of last year, changing jobs, lots of family activities. I went overseas for a few weeks over to Denmark. That was really, really cool to meet some of my family over there. Now we're back though, we're out, we've got a bit of time. Looks like it might rain today, but that's okay, we don't mind that. Maybe we'll review one of your new tarps or something like that if that's the case, but yeah, we're doing all right.
Got the big tarp over the cameras today.
We do have the King Camo up there, it's very beautiful. What we are going to review first of all is my little new pride and joy. I carry a knife on me every day at work. I do use it every day. Since I've had this knife now for about the last month and a half, 2 months, I literally have used it every day at work. It's a CRKT, Columbia River Knife and Tool, M16 12Z LEK. What a mouthful. It's bigger than the knife. It's a, it's the law enforcement knife. It's got a deep pocket carry clip. We'll show you that. We'll put all the specs up as well in post. It's a knife that I really like to carry. My car keys I carry all the time, which I think are just over in my backpack. I have a little window breaker and I have a little seatbelt cutter on them, and this is what I look for. I can carry all of that on the one knife, and I do use a knife every day at work. It's got the little carbide punch at the end where you can break through a window if you need to, if you're in a car accident. As being a truck,
break noses,
break a nose if you need to, yeah, a little frontal lobotomy or something. Driving trucks for so long, I've been on the road and seen some horrific accidents, and the amount of times I have needed to either get into a car or to get someone out of cars or trucks, things like that, is why I always try and carry something on me that's good at cutting windows, breaking windows and cutting seatbelts. This has a little seatbelt cutter just on the back there. You can use it on here. You don't have to open the knife, so it is quite safe to push in. You're not going to cut anyone with it, but it can also be used in the open position. One thing I really love about this, I've had a flipper knife on me for work every day for most probably 15, nearly 16 years now. My mate bought me my first flipper from overseas and I've had it since then. This is a flipper. By flipper, if you're not sure what it is, you're manually opening the blade by pushing down on this little lever, but it will open up for you. Okay, it's not an automatic knife, it's not a spring assisted knife or anything like that. It's got a little bearing in there, but by actually manually pulling backwards on the lever, there's a fair bit of force you put on it, it will open the knife as you've pushed it down. One of the great things about this little knife, it's got the auto lock system at the back here. You can see the little red dot on the back there. It's like similar to a safety on a firearm. You cannot, doesn't matter what you do, you can't close that knife with that lock engaged. So it's a little liner lock that comes down in the frame in here. Really, really good. To shut it though, what you've got to be able to do is pull this back and push that across. There's a little pin, we'll get some close-ups of that in a minute, but there's a little pin that comes out when it does open to stop this being able, you can't push the lock back to actually shut the knife unless you've disengaged the lock. So you push that over and it will shut. It's you can see how Dave's pretty impressed with how it opens too. It feels very, very solid. It's a very well built knife. The M16s have been around for a long time now. They're one of the most popular knives around, and it's a Kit Carson design. Really, really good. This one I've never owned. I'll admit I've never owned a Tanto tip knife ever. That's why I thought might as well try and get one. It is sharp. It is razor sharp.
And a real unusual grind too, which we were just talking about. It's so it's not a chisel grind, but it's a micro bevel this side and a full bevel this side. Yeah, so it's similar to a chisel. I didn't notice that. I didn't know that when I actually bought the knife. When you see the photos of it and things like that, when you're always looking them up, and no one's mentioned it in the reviews that I'd seen, that is the case. But you might even be able to pick that up there. I don't know if the sun's going to grab that, but yeah, the big bevel there, and then yeah, sun.
I know. And the small there. It has got a partially serrated blade. In the work I'm doing now, which is what I used to do a long time ago, one-handed knives for me were everything. I need them all the time. I've sometimes got one hand busy and I need the other one to be able to cut something and to be able to put it back safely without having to opening and closing pouches. That deep pocket clip is awesome. It sits in there. The only problem I'd say that I've found, I don't know if you can see it on the camera there, it sits deep, which is good. I don't want it hanging out. No need to showboat it around everywhere when I've got it. This seatbelt cutter, if you're not aware of what you're doing when you're putting it in, and you push it down on your pants, my work pants have actually got a little cut in them now. It is sharp enough. So if you don't, I use my fingers to guide where it's going in to make sure it goes inside the pant. If you have thinner pockets, which my work pants do, I've actually put it in that way before, and it's actually caught in there and just put a little nick into the material.
Which would probably be good on, I've got the 511 pants on at the moment. And,
that's it. They're thin, and it's got a little pocket clip.
It's got a clip for your knife there, and it's so that's doubled over for the stitch, and then it's reinforced a whole double piece there, which would be handy for that.
One thing I'll mention with these guys is I know a lot of flippers, the cheaper ones you can get, or just everyday carry knives in general, pocket clips on one side, that's it. This is ambidextrous. You can change it over. If you are a lefty, you can hook it over on the other side, just a few little screws to undo and pop it in over the top there. You can't change the end. It's always going to be tipped down, which is fine with me. Yeah, talking about functionality though, this thing is so sharp, and as I said, I have used it every day. I haven't retouched it yet. We've got a few different things.
You haven't even stropped it or anything?
I have not, honestly. I have done nothing to this, and I've had this for a couple of months now. I haven't used the serrations that much here. I think I've cut one bit of cord just for my kids playing around the backyard. But we'll get through that today, and we'll do that. Nice little bit of paper here, but it is sharp. For a little tiny knife, we'll try and get it over here. Yeah, you can see how sharp that is. It is really sharp. Even the tip itself, that was down on the blade part, but if we get up on the tip here, even the tip is sharp. Maybe not as sharp as the rest of it, but it is definitely, it's razor sharp. Raising sharp. It's raising hell, this knife, which is good. We've got a bit of paracord here. It is a seatbelt cutter, as I said. My wife wouldn't have been too happy if we started hooking into a car, or Dave, I don't think wants his car. We need seatbelts on the drive home, so we haven't done that. But the seatbelt cutter, as I said, maybe Dave can hold a bit of tension on that. A lot of times when you have a car accident, seatbelts get jammed in, but even though it's not seatbelt, the paracord cutter, straight through, whatever you need to use it for. It is pretty cool to be able to just use it yourself if you just want to cut some cord. No dramas at all. As far as cutting cord this way, I don't know if we'll be able to see on here. We should be able to. It's not the best thing to cut on, but we'll just push it through. Just pushing it through there, that's sharp, isn't it? So no dramas at all. I'll hold that one again, Dave. We'll give a bit of the serrations a bit of a workout. Yeah, no dramas at all. So no worries at all. Very happy with it out of the box, the sharpness. But yeah, it's a great. It's little Zytel handles, real nylon, like reinforced plastic sort of stuff. The Zytel. It is. I don't know if it's every one that comes out, but it's centered. I haven't adjusted. You can adjust the tension on the flipper. When I first got it, it was a little bit sticky. It might open to about there, unless you were holding it down and gravity would open the rest of the way. But just using it, sitting on the couch, just getting used to using that one-handed lock. My old flipper, I didn't have the locking mechanism. It was just a push across. I thought this would be really awkward and really hard to get used to using the two fingers to lock it, but it's actually, yeah, you play around with it a little while, it's very, very easy to just lock it back in, no dramas at all.
Was it fibre washers or?
I'm not sure on the washers. There is a bearing, you can see it in there. It's we'd have to find out, and we'll try and put that up in the description.
We'll put some specs up on the screen. Put some specs of it
as well.
We actually usually look up the steel, and we're thinking it's Oz 8 steel.
I'm pretty sure it is, but it's the blade itself is handled up pretty well. I haven't been doing it on a bushcraft knife or a chopping knife, but just cutting things daily, it hasn't been marking this. I haven't done a lot of timber cutting or anything, obviously, which usually is what scuffs the blade up, but we'll see how it goes. It's got these extra little, it's like a pin that goes through the blade at the top there, and that's one of the things you can really feel when it opens up. It hits that solid point, doesn't it? It stops, and it's just, there's no rattles on it whatsoever. And the alignment, I was very impressed with the alignment of it. It's straight down the center. It's perfect. No dramas at all.
What's the spine like?
Really good.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think it would have a problem sparking. I don't think we've got. I've got a ferro rod here. Somebody got one there? Yeah, grab a ferro rod out, Dave, and we'll have a look. I'm pretty sure it'd spark. No dramas.
Because even, because we spend a lot of time out in the bush. Oh, look at that.
Yep, no dramas.
So even if it is a, you know, EDC style blade, it still needs to do bush tasks because we're out.
Your best survival knife
usually
is the knife you have on you at the time when you need it, and carrying this every day to be able to do that, that's awesome. Anyone that knows Dave and I know we've most probably got about, what, 76 ferro rods over there in different configurations on different knives. I'm like, I don't have a ferro rod. And I'm like, what am I thinking? Of course I do. Yeah, we have ferro rods everywhere. Just, yeah, we're always collecting them and picking them up different places. Yeah, it's going to do what you're going to do. I carry this, as I said, everywhere. We're here doing other reviews today as well. It was in my pocket already. Everywhere I go driving in the car, it's in my pocket. In Australia, if you're overseas, we're not allowed to carry knives anywhere for no reason. You need to have a justified reason. Even then, it's up to the police to discretion at that time whether or not you need it. I carry mine every day at work and a Leatherman on me every single day at work, and I use them every day. If they were to stop me, well, it's a tool for me. That's all I look at it. I'm not looking at it for any other reason. But when I'm driving in the car with my family, things like that, I usually have it in my pocket. Even if it's not hanging out of my pocket or clipped onto my pocket, it is in. If we do have an accident or something, at least I know we can get rid of belts and get out a window if need be. Hopefully it never happens, but I'd rather have it and not need it than not have it.
Flippers have only just become legal again, haven't they?
Yeah, they changed the laws for a while there where you weren't allowed to have it, but then because it is a manually opening blade, you can do it. You can also, if you don't like flippers, you can open it with your hand. There's no dramas going old school. You can open it, but I don't have fingernails. I chew mine like a buggery, but I like being able to get it, use it, cut it, and put it all away one-handed while I'm doing stuff with my other hands, doing different tasks. So, yeah, I love the little thing. You can get them in Australia. There's a few different sites that carry them. Just look around, try and find it. The boxing itself didn't. Just a little green box with it was in a plastic bag, nothing else. Little brochure. CRKT, I always call it cricket, but they do have some funny little jokes sometimes in their brochures. So if you haven't seen them, make sure you look at the brochure. I don't think it'll have a problem doing a box cutter's job either, to be honest. Yeah, it's I was very impressed with the sharpness out of the box, especially with little knives. I know with the big knives they usually get a reputation for being sharp, and especially some companies. This thing out of the box was just, is a beast. Once again, the kids are always excited when Dad gets a package in the mail. So when I get home from work, they want to see what it is and open it up. My son, under strict supervision, loves flipper knives. He loves flipper knives. So I had to wait and work this one in a little bit. As I said, when I first got it out, it was a little bit sticky. And opening it up this way, it would get to about there before it would open the whole way, and you'd have to do the rest of it that way. But just playing it in, using it. We're talking on the drive out here today about using different lubricant in there to try and just free it up that little bit more. But it's it's smooth, isn't it?
Yeah, it's smooth. It doesn't really need it.
It doesn't need it now.
Maybe a tiny bit of the dry lubricant. We use the
WD-40.
The WD-40, the dry silicone based one.
Yeah, might be
something like that would be good, but it doesn't necessarily need it.
No, it does pick up dust. Maybe that's lint in my pocket. I'm just looking down there now into the area in there. I can see a little bit of dust and things like that in there, but you can give it a clean or a little air hose and most probably blow it out there as well. I haven't put any lubricant in this yet. This is literally as it is. Yeah, as I said, no stropping, no anything. For people that do care about little things, sometimes it's the little things that can make or break anything for people. I noticed where the flipper gets pushed, and on top of the blade here where you push it back in, just you can see on the edge there, can't you, Dave? It's just the coating's coming off a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, you can just see where it's wearing through here a bit. It really, it's not making a difference to me at all. It's a work tool. But yeah, if you are one of those people that would be a bit devastated by that.
And being that Oz 8, it doesn't really matter. You know, Oz 8 is a stainless. It's not super tough, but for this size knife, it'll be fine. Bit easier to strop at work and that kind of thing. So if you got your higher grade steels, obviously you go up, they're going to be better and better. But something like this will be really easy just to, even your pant leg wearing
I do have a pocket on the side.
Textured kind of pants you could strop at work, or if you carry a bit of leather or whatever. That Oz 8's going to be really easy to just keep razor sharp.
This is one of the LEKs, as far as I know, law enforcement knife. That's the one with the seatbelt cutter and the carbide tip. There's a few different models. Now this is the 12. There's also a 13 and a 14. The 13, I believe, is a little bit longer. Again, we'll try and put some photos and some specs. The 13 is a little bit longer, but it's a spear point. And then the 14 goes back to the Tanto tip. Again, but it's a lot bigger. I did look at photos in hand, and the other one was too big. It looks like a really big knife and heavy. And because this is an everyday carry, everyday tool, I didn't want a massive one. My belt at work has got radios on it, and it's got Leathermans, and it's got torches, and it's got a whole big bundle of keys. I don't need to have that extra weight. Yeah. So I got the smaller one, which was this one. And I've got large hands. It fits in nicely. You can see there, it does fit in nice. I do like the flipper bit when it comes through. It actually works like a guard there. So if you were having to cut or anything like that, it actually can put it there. But I can get all my fingers, I don't know if we can get in that screen, maybe in that one, get all my fingers in there quite comfortably. It's not too bad at all. It's quite a comfortable knife. So yeah, I'm very happy with that knife. If you are looking for a little everyday carry flipper that does a bit of everything, like all flippers would, but it has those extra benefits of being able to cut a seatbelt, being able to punch a window through very easy, that would be good. Not too many windows out here to break, unfortunately, but
apart from mine. Yeah,
we don't want to do that. We will, yeah, maybe we can try and find a video or something and link it in the description of someone breaking a window. I have seen them. The only recommendations I've ever seen, if you are going to break a window, is put a glove on. If there's someone trapped in a car, screw the glove. Go through, get a bit of cut hand, it wouldn't really matter. It's car window, it's not going to do that much damage to you that way. So, but yeah, it's there. Quite comfortable. If, as I said, you put your thumb up the top, the punch hangs out the back, and just boom, straight in the corner of the window, and they do explode. I've seen videos of them. So a little bit of everything and a couple extra things as well. So yeah, really good knife, great value. I have no dramas at all recommending this for anyone looking for a little everyday carry knife. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Guys.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, we're going to leave it at that for this one, but make sure you like, share and subscribe. We've had last couple of videos we put out, we've had a fair few more comments. So
yeah, we love comments.
Yeah, just let us know, you know, you hate the knife, you love it, you've got one, hate that colour, whatever, doesn't matter.
That's fine.
Get on there, you know, good
interactions,
interactions, great, and let us know some stuff you want us to review. Maybe not product stuff as such, you know. We can only afford so much products. We don't get a lot of free stuff.
We will accept free gear.
We will, yeah. But you know, any ideas and stuff like that, interact with us on the channel. Any
of the other guys out there making their videos, doing their thing, if they think, oh look guys, you've seen this, I think you could maybe do this a bit better, or we love hearing that as well. Interaction, as we say, it's a great community, and we like to be able to all help each other out. If there's something, hey, Kane's beard's always flapping in the wind in Dave's face or something, let us know. We'll see what we can do to fix it out.
That's later.